Hey guys, Jacob Riggs here with Riggs Builders. If you've been in the upstate of South Carolina over the last few days, you know the total destruction around us right now. And one of the most common questions I'm getting right now, because power's not back on, is about generators. And so we're actually going to walk down to one of our projects. It's a new build up on Paris Mountain, and look at what they have set up as kind of a best practice with solar and battery storage. And then I'm going to walk you through a couple other options. So let's get through the trees here and see if we can go take a look at this and how it's performing. All right, now that we're in the basement of this house, let me show you actually what this looks like and kind of how it works. So with solar, you can use solar energy to offset your power bill. But when you have battery backup like this, the beauty of it is that you don't need fuel. And so we've got storage here in these batteries. They're powering everything in the house. You can expand these and get multiple batteries to cover whatever your needs are, but there's no worrying about propane, natural gas, fuel of any kind. They're just running on the sun and battery backup. What's cool too is about these span panels right here is that you can just pick and choose which breaker that you want to turn on and turn off. If you start getting low on battery, you can turn off certain appliances and get more out of it. And this is really best practice. It's quite an investment on the front end. This unit, this setup right here is over $100,000 between panels and battery backup. And really the math is going to depend on how long you're staying in your house, what your needs are, how much capacity you need. But this is one of the very best options for battery backup when it comes to home backup. Let's take a look at another option here in a second. All right, so we're here at actually another project where we installed a whole house generator. This is a secondary option. It's a lot cheaper than doing solar panels and battery backup. And what this is a hardwired natural gas whole house generator. So we actually size these for the house load. And so what we've got right here, you can hear it running. It's a Briggs & Stratton automatic transfer switch. This automatically comes on when power goes out. And usually when you're plumbed into natural gas, it can run indefinitely unless something happens to a main natural gas line, which is very rare. This is something that just kicks on automatically. It takes over the load of the house. You can still turn off and on some breakers if you want to manage the load or make it run more efficiently. But typically we're sizing these to actually handle the whole load of the house. You can keep AC, heat, everything works as normal. And this is a really, really good option. I would say typically these are running around the $20,000 range for these installed. It again depends on the house size and load. Somewhere in that range though, and it's a really good option where you don't have to think about anything. It automatically comes on when the power goes out. Let's go look at a third option. All right, so a third option, obviously with portable generators, there's lots of options, but what I'm going to show you here at this particular house is how this is back feeding the main panel. So instead of just running drop cords to a few different appliances in the house, what this particular generator is doing is still just a portable generator. It's actually plumbed to the propane here on this particular house through this cord right here. So we've tied into the main propane line in the house, and then we're just running this generator with a cord and back feeding the main panel. So let me show you what it's going to look like actually at the main panel. All right, so one of the most cost-effective options here is a portable generator. And so through a portable generator, obviously you can run drop cords, but one of the most common simple things to do that you also have to be very careful with is backfeeding the panel. So there's several generator companies that sell a plug where you can just plug a 30 or 50 amp cord from your generator into a plug that's wired by an electrician to your panel. The way this works is there's actually a lockout that has to go in your panel. So if the main power is on, you turn off the main power and slide this disconnect up. This gets out of the way of the main breaker here that you then turn on. And what you don't want is to backfeed, forget to turn off the main panel and backfeed power to the main lines, because you can actually hurt a lineman because you'll be energizing beyond your house onto the main lines. And so this is something you have to be very careful of and make sure that it's installed properly. So power goes off. This, all you have to do here is it's all manual. So you have to come out to the panel. You got to set up your generator. You've got to plug it in. You've got to turn off the main power, turn on your breaker that is for the generator only. And then at that point, you can be selective with what different outlets you want on. So in this particular case, we have a secondary panel and a third panel where you can pick what different breakers that you want to run. So if you want lights, outlets, it'll run fridge, freezers, that kind of thing that are really necessary to keep running when a power outage is happening. The downside with portable generators is obviously you've got to keep fuel. You've got to worry about load. You've got to worry about what you can turn on and off and cycle through. You typically cannot run air conditioning. You can't run heat. So they're very limited, but they still give you good options to keep your things from spoiling in your fridge and freezer. Lights, fans, that kind of thing can be running in the house. So this is definitely the most cost effective. Usually it's $1,000 or less to actually have a plug put on like this that backfeeds the panel, and then you have the cost of the portable generator. So this is a very good cost-effective option if it's installed properly and used carefully. And so this is definitely something to consider as an option for generators.